Good morning. My name is Zakia Wilson, and this is my computer science STEM project. I hope you enjoy. So, the overview of the project. So, throughout my time at McKinley, I've created apps and websites and many more. For example, not only at McKinley, but through internships that was provided for me. For example, my 10th grade year, I was required to write code for a robot assignment. The purpose of the assignment was to create code for in order for the robot to make a perfect triangle. However, my most recent two projects I've created was a game through Scratch. Yes, I understand that Scratch is meant for beginners, and I understand what you're thinking. How is she in AP Computer Science and creating games in Scratch? Well, the reason I did that is because I believe that Scratch is very easy for people to understand, and making a game is not that hard. While my second project is mainly a couple lines of code from a previous assignment, which was through adhesive. Okay, so my very first project is called Racing on T Street. So Racing on T Street is a race car game. At first I created a game to pass my learner's permit test. However, over time I began to lose interest in learning about the permit test because I couldn't get an appointment. So I updated the game so it's just for fun. In other words, it's just a regular race car game. Racing on T Street was created on Scratch, which the demonstration will be shown on the next slide. Scratch is a coding platform meant for beginners because it's easier to comprehend. Originally, the purpose of the game was to prepare students for their learner's permit test. However, over time, it became boring, so I updated for just for fun. Throughout the creation process, I used while and if or else statement commands. In addition, I use many simple Java commands. Here's on this slide, you can see just the line of code at the moment, just of the when statements in this video right here, which you can click and you'll be able to understand what exactly each line of code will do to each car and how the whole game exactly the whole game process is. Okay, so here's the second project, which is vehicle.java, which is just the line of code from the adhesive assignment. So it's basically multiple lines of code that demonstrates an invisible vehicle moving around. In other words, the purpose is to understand the position of the vehicle rather than actually seeing the vehicle move across the screen. So the platform that I use is adhesive, which is just regular. It's kind of like Canvas, like the DCPS Canvas, where you just, but it's mainly about coding. So, but vehicle.java, it just demonstrates a higher level of understanding what happens rather than a visual avatar flowing across the screen. So right here is a demonstration of the code. So right here on this left side right here, this is just basically all 38 lines of code right here, which just basically demonstrates how the invisible vehicle moves, or where the invisible vehicle is located. And right here on the right side shows the result of the code. Once you click F, you would move it. The location moves. And right here in the middle is a video of how the vehicle is moved across the screen. And that can be played later on. So here's the difference between the two projects. So similarities would be they both consist of vehicles. It's fun and you're learning something, and you have a better understanding of what's going on. The difference is the visuals. Like I was saying, on Racing on T Street, you actually see the car moving across the screen, while with the vehicle.java, you see it's a whole different level of coding. As you can see how on Scratch, all you're doing is just bringing different lines of code, while in Adhesive, you actually have to type it in and make progress. While in and of course, the platforms are different. So, a little reflection about my time at McKinley. So, it's crazy that it's finally coming to an end. The time really has flew by faster than I actually thought. Throughout my time, I had ups and downs. For example, I chose a computer science STEM track thinking I could kill two birds with one stone because junior and senior year courses were advanced placements. Over time, I began to like coding, even though there were some struggles. I truly believe my greatest strength is math and science because both goes together when it comes down to coding. I would consider a weakness I have would be procrastination because I've always waited until the last minute, not realizing it could hurt me in so many ways. The most challenging situation I've endured would be my 10th grade computer science final project because at the time in my life I wasn't truly focused on coding. Back then, I believe I wouldn't need coding in my life because I was only thinking about completing my 2 AP courses. And that's the end of my the end of my presentation. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.